Hi and welcome to another story, and today we have part 2 of Best Friends by Jacqueline Wilson, continuing from chapter 3. I didn't say a word about the secret when we woke up. Alice didn't either. I didn't say a word about the secret when we went downstairs and fixed ourselves great big bowls of Frosties with extra sugar and a handful of sultanas, and those little hundreds and thousands cake sprinkles to make rainbow milk. Alice didn't either. I didn't say a word about the secret when we watched television. Alice didn't either. I didn't say a word about the secret when we acted out favourite television programmes, The Story of Tracy Beaker. Alice didn't either. Alice hardly said anything at all, even when she was pretending to be Louise or Justin or Elaine the Pain. I always play Tracy. Still, Alice is always much quieter than me. I wasn't quiet. The more scared I got inside, the noisier I got on the outside. Noisier and noisier, till Mum came rushing downstairs in her dressing room, very cross. For heaven's sake, Gemma, stop that shrieking. Your dad didn't come home till 2 this morning. I'm being Tracy Beaker, Mum. I've got to shriek and stamp and kick and whirl about, I said, demonstrating. Mum seized hold of me. Will you stop it? She gave me a little shake. Mum never smacks me, but I think she often wants to. She rolled her eyes at Alice. Why do you like being friends with our Gemma? I don't know, Auntie Liz. I just do, said Alice. And then she burst into tears. Oh, darling, don't cry, said Mum. I'm not cross with you. I don't want you to be cross with Gemma either, Alice wept. Well, I'm not really cross, just a little bit agitated. I'm afraid that it's a permanent state round our Gemma, said Mum. She ruffled my hair ruefully. Look at you, Gem. Your hair's sticking straight up like a lavatory brush. Well, please don't shove me down the toilet, Mum, I said. Mum was busy mopping Alice's face with a kitchen towel. Alice usually cries just a little bit, tears delicately dripping down her pink cheeks. But now it was as if she'd sprung a leak. Tears spurted, her nose ran, her mouth dribbled. She looked almost ugly, utterly unlike Alice. Oh, please don't cry, Alice, I said. I hugged her and started howling myself. Oh, for heaven's sake, said Mum. You girls, don't be so silly. I give up. There's nothing to cry about. She flicked us both lightly on our runny noses with the towel and then went upstairs to the bathroom. I looked at Alice. She looked at me. I gave a huge sniff and wiped my nose with the back of my hand. Yuck, said Alice. She got some kitchen towel and blew delicately. Jem, she said in a sad little whisper. Jem, there is something to cry about. I thought there might be, I said. I felt as if I was standing on Grandad's window ledge, about to be pushed out into great grey emptiness. I don't know how to tell you, said Alice. Just spit it out, I said, touching her lips, trying to make her mouth move. She pretended to bite my fingers. I'm not very good at spitting, unlike you, she said. I had once been the undisputed champion of the splashiest spit competition held behind the bike sheds at school. We both giggled feebly, even though we were still crying. Shall I spit it out for you? You don't want to be my best friend anymore, I said. No, it's not that, said Alice, but she looked stricken. It's okay, well, it's not one bit okay, but I do understand. I'm not sure I'd want to be my best friend. I'm noisy and silly and messy, and I break things, and I get on everyone's nerves. You don't get on my nerves. I want you to be my best friend forever and ever, only what? What is this big secret, Alice? Come on, you've got to tell me. How do you know there's a secret? Look, I'm ever so sorry, and I know it's a totally sneaky thing to do, and you really won't want to be friends with me now, but I read your diary, just a line or two, last night. Well, maybe I've had 1 or 2 peeps in the past, but you never wrote anything secret before. Jem, stop burbling, said Alice. She took hold of my hand. I do still want to be friends, though don't you dare read my diary again, you nosy pig. But I swore to my mum and dad that I wouldn't tell anyone, not even you, not till it was all settled. But you'll find out soon enough anyway. The thing is, I think we're moving. You're moving, I said. I felt as if the tightest belt in the world had suddenly unbuckled and set my tummy free. Is that all? Oh, Alice, that's okay. Where are you moving? Don't worry. If it's the right the other side of town, I'll get Dad to give me a lift to your new place in the taxi. Couldn't be simpler. We're moving to Scotland, said Alice. Scotland? But that's hundreds of miles away. She could just as easily have said Timbuktu, or the Gobi Desert, or Mars. The belt rebuckled, tightening until I could barely breathe. But how will I see you? I know, it's so awful, isn't it, said Alice, crying again. What about school? I've got to go to a new school, and I don't know anyone. I won't have any friends, Alice wailed. But why are you going? My dad's getting a new job with this Scottish firm, and my mum wants to live up there because we'll be able to get a bigger house, and we're going to have a huge garden, and Mum says I can have a swing and a tree house. I'm going to have a tree house. You know I am. When Dad gets round to it, I said. It was going to be our tree house. and I can have any pets I want. You've got a share of barking mad. Mum said I can maybe have my own pony. I was brought up short. A pony! I'd always longed and longed to have a pony. When I was very little, I used to hold my hands up like I was holding reins, and I'd gallop along, pretending I was riding this fantasy white horse, Diamond. Well, you call white horses grey, but Diamond was as white as snow, and sometimes he grew wings like Pegasus, and we flew up and over the town until we got to the sea, and then we'd gallop for hours, skimming the waves. I stared at Alice. Are you really getting a pony? Well, Mum said I could, and Dad, though he didn't promise. It's still not definite we're going. Dad hasn't even been given a starting time for his job, and we haven't completed some contract thingy with the house, so we're not telling anyone yet. But I'm not anyone. I'm your best friend. Why did you keep it a secret from me? I would have had to tell you, or I'd burst. Yes, I know, Jem, that's why. You'd have told heaps of people, because you can't ever keep secrets. I can. Well, sometimes I can. Anyway, why does it have to be this great big secret? We're not telling people till the last minute because my gran and grandad will go nuts and try to stop us. I was shocked. You mean you're leaving them behind? Well, Dad says we've got no options, said Alice. I couldn't ever imagine leaving Grandad behind. I'd sooner leave Mum and Dad than Grandad, but I'd leave all three if it meant I could stay with Alice. You're leaving me behind too, I said. Alice's face crumpled. I don't know how I'm going to bear it, Gemma. I told Mum and Dad I couldn't go because I'd miss you too much. They just laughed at me and said I'd make some new friends. But I don't want any new friends. I just want you. You've still got me. We can still be best friends. And tell you what, I'll come and visit you every weekend. I'll get the train, I said, getting excited. You can't, Jem. It takes hours and hours and hours, and it costs heaps and heaps too. More than £2 for a child fare, I said. I got £2 pocket money every week. Well, in theory I did. It depended on whether I'd been naughty or cheeky or broken anything. I resolved to behave like little Miss Perfection from now on. But it was no use. It's £48. What? And that's a super saver price. I'd need to save for nearly 6 months for just one visit. What are we going to do? I cried. We can't do anything. We're just children. We don't count, said Alice bitterly. Well, you did say it's not definite. Definite. Maybe your dad won't get the job after all, and they'll sell the house to some other family, and you'll stay here, where you belong, with me. I said it very fiercely and firmly, as if I could make it true just by being insistent. I wished it every morning. I prayed for it every night. I did all sorts of weird things to try to make it come true. I tried to walk the entire length of the street without walking on any cracks in the pavement. I counted to 50 without blinking. I kicked every lamppost and muttered, please, please, please. Grandad got really worried about me. What's up, little ice, Jem? Nothing, Grandad. Don't you nothing me. You're walking funny. You're going all starry-eyed like you're in a trance, and you're circling every blooming lamppost like a little dog. There's obviously something up. OK, there is, but I can't tell you, Grandad, though I wish I could. Couldn't you just whisper it in my ear? I won't be cross or shocked, no matter what you've done, sweetheart. Haven't done anything, Grandad. Not this time, I said, sighing. Well, that certainly makes a change, said Grandad, panting a little as we trudged up and up the stairs to his flat. The lift was broken again, and it was a long, long hall up to the 12th floor. I tried to hop up, but I couldn't manage more than 3 steps. Then I tried running up without stopping, but it felt mean leaving Grandad to struggle up all by himself. So then I tried walking up sideways. Feet stuck out at an angle. We'd better get your mum to take you shopping for new shoes on Saturday, Grandad wheezed. Those ones look too small for you, pet. You're walking all funny in them. I'm just trying to make a wish come true, Grandad, I said, though it isn't bogging well working. It doesn't sound very nice using words like that. You say it. You say worse. Yes, well, I'm a naughty old man. I'm allowed. You're not. Your mum wouldn't like it. I don't care, I said. Grandad, why are mums and dads allowed to boss you about and tell you what to do and where you can live? Why aren't children counted as people? You wait till you get to my age, sweetheart. Old guys like me don't count as people either, said Grandad. He reached out and squeezed my hand. You sure you can't confide in your old Grandad, Jem? I won't tell a soul, I swear. I couldn't stop myself telling him this time. It just came out in a rush, and then I had a little cry. Grandad helped me into his flat, flopped into his big velvety armchair and sat me on his knee. He gave me a big cuddle until I'd stopped crying, and then he wiped his eyes with one of his big soft white hankies. Then he made us both a cup of tea. How about a little snack too? I expect you're feeling a bit peckish after all that emotion, he said. He gave me a golden syrup sandwich and a slice of strawberry sponge cake and a whole packet of iced gems. Every time I put an iced gem in my mouth, I wished that Alice didn't have to go away. I even wished on the little bits of broken icing and the crumbs. It was all in vain. The next Saturday, Alice's mum came round to my house with Alice. Alice was very pale, and her eyes were pink, as if she'd been crying a lot. But Auntie Karen was flushing with excitement, starting to talk the minute she was in the front door. "We've got something to tell you," she announced. "We're moving." Alice flashed me a warning look, so I acted like this was the first I'd heard of it. My mum looked totally stunned as Auntie Karen went on and on. "Moving? To Scotland? Oh, Karen, I can't quite take it in. Is this just an idea, or is it all fixed up? It's been in the air for weeks, but we wanted to wait to tell everyone until it was definite. Bob's got the brilliant job offer, and we're buying this incredible house with an enormous garden. Property's so much cheaper there, though of course Bob will have a hefty rise in salary. It's a perfect place to bring up a family. The countryside's so beautiful. It was such a fantastic chance for us. We just couldn't say no. But it'll be a wrench moving all the same. We'll really miss you." "And we'll miss you too," said my mum. She gave Auntie Karen a hug. Then she looked at Alice. "Oh dear, you and Gemma will miss each other terribly too." Alice nodded mournfully, tears dripping down her cheeks. "Oh, Alice, honestly," said Auntie Karen. "Come on, you know you're really excited about moving too. You want your pony, don't you, darling? And your own big bedroom and the special window seat and brand new bunk beds." "Can I come and stay in one of the bunk beds?" I asked. "Gemma," said Mum. "Yes, of course you can come and stay, Gemma," said Auntie Karen. "That would be lovely." "When can I come?" I asked. "Gemma, will you put a sock in it?" said Mum. Maybe in the summer holidays," said Auntie Karen. The summer holidays were months and months away. I thought how long one day felt when I didn't see Alice. I thought what it would be like at school sitting next to an empty desk. I thought what it would be like wandering around the playground without anyone to talk to. I thought what it would be like on Saturdays and Sundays without anyone to come over and play. I thought what it would be like on my birthday. I thought of our birthday and how we'd made friends when we were tiny newborn babies, and every birthday since. We'd helped each other blow out birthday candles and make our special wishes, and now those wishes couldn't ever come true. I looked at Auntie Karen. Her mouth was opening and shutting like a goldfish, and all these burbles came bubbling out. She was going to have an aga in her country kitchen, an ensuite bathroom in the master bedroom, a big barbecue in the patio area, and a garden big enough to stable a pony. Alice could have a real storybook childhood. I wanted to stop her mouth and cook her in her aga and flush her down the ensuite toilet and spear her on her barbecue and trample her to death riding Alice's pony. Alice herself was slumped in a corner, sniffling. She didn't want to live in a big house with a big garden. She didn't even want a pony, not if it meant she couldn't share it with me. I took a deep breath, as if I was about to blow out all the candles on my birthday cake, all by myself for the first time. "It's all your fault," I shouted. Auntie Karen jumped. Alice gasped. Mum shot up and seized me by the shoulders. "Be quiet, Gemma." "I won't be quiet," I roared. "It's not fair. I hate you, Auntie Karen. You're taking my best ever friend away from me, and you don't even care." "Gemma!" Mum shook me hard, her fingers digging right in. "Stop that." I couldn't stop. I shouted at the top of my voice. Callum and Alicia came running in from the garden. Dad came downstairs in his dressing gown. Jack came right out of his bedroom and down to the kitchen. Barking mad, yapping hysterically. I yapped higher, and every time Mum shook me and screamed at her. Then Callum picked me right up and hung on tight. Even when I tried to hit him, he carried me out of the room and up the stairs and into my bedroom. He sat down on my bed and pulled my dolphin duvet around me, wrapping me up like a little baby in a shawl. He rocked me backwards and forwards, stroking my scrubbing brush hair while I sobbed and sobbed and sobbed. I could feel his arms around me, but I felt I was tumbling down, 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 past the dolphins on my duvet, right down to the depths of the dark ocean, all on my own. And that is where we will leave part 2 of Best Friends by Jacqueline Wilson. I'll be back soon with the next part of this fantastic story and lots more stories and videos coming your way. If you'd like to subscribe or hit a like, that's always appreciated, guys. Thanks for your support as ever. Hope you're all well and hope you're enjoying the stories. Take care. Bye-bye.